All sports, double coverage.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing as well. I'm Don with the great man Sauce. Buckets, baby. Buckets, baby.
Jimmy got buckets. Jimmy got buckets. Oh, wow. What a performance. Unbelievable. First game. But it's been a big week in sport. NBA has been firing. There's been some great matchups. Obviously, some teams have exited, so we'll give our thoughts on that and obviously updated in predictions where Doma and I have struck out once again where we thought may have not been the case in the Bucks getting knocked out. We did think they would do a bit better, but
Bucks and the other team there. Yeah,
and
don't worry,
and Phoenix, yes.
Yeah.
As I'm saying, we've struck out, but we have to re-advise and recoup and reassess where these next series are at. And good start for your boys today, which was pleasing to see for yourself.
Definitely a good start. EPL, AFL, F1 preview for this weekend's race, UFC, Le Mans of the Week, Truth of the Week also, Source. That's something new. Because we've got something coming up. Truth of the Week, Hobby Talk, and then Saucy Smoky if there is one. But we will start with the great win by my boys today. But we're gonna turn back 3 days, Sauce. We're gonna go back 3 days or 4 days, and we're gonna go and talk about the series that ended. And we're gonna start with obviously the Heat versus Philly. I don't know what I can say, Sauce. The bus got backed up. It's beeping. It's beeping, Sauce.
They've already thrown someone under the
Sauce.
bus.
Yeah, Embiid threw the whole organization under the bus when he said, "Why I didn't want Butler gone. Like what I wanted to play with him." Pretty much throwing shade at the franchise, saying, "Why'd you give me Tobias Harris and get rid of Butler?" But Embiid can say that, because
it's never his fault.
It's never his fault. Exactly right. And I think he's just come to the realization, Source, that you got rid of a guy that didn't shoot the ball in the fourth quarter or second half of the fourth quarter in whatever it is. I don't know, like in a series for a guy that is meant to be the greatest left-handed shooter of all time and the greatest defender of all left-handed defender of all time, and you put up 1 point in a closeout game. Source. Well,
yeah, he put up 1 point
in a survival game. Sorry,
in survival game. Yeah, look, it's pretty bad, but I'll tell you what, it's definitely not as bad as what we've seen from the Phoenix Suns and the output that they got absolutely slapped by Luka the Don. Put on an absolute clinic. Just crazy stuff, really. But
there's so many quotes out of that one. So many quotes, Source, out of that one. But the Heat got the job done there, obviously. And then the Celtics beat the Bucks. We will get to that one in a second. But yeah, Celtics beat the Bucks, Saucy, and let's put it this way: they needed Middleton.
Yeah, they needed Middleton. They missed that other scorer.
Giannis did what he could. There's a few people out there, Source, that we heard make a few comments about Giannis that you and I had a discussion about, had a fucking good laugh. Consider like saying, "Oh, lost the game because they're giving the ball to Giannis, and Giannis can't do it himself." Well, yeah, Giannis can do it himself. He was shooting 40 every fucking game. Like, just think about this, Source. His team gave him nothing. Literally gave him nothing.
Especially in the last 2 games, there was freaking.
The team gave him nothing.
The other guys didn't show up.
I know he struggled in the last game.
He did struggle. He missed some
25 and 20 boards. He had 20 boards. Source. Like, bro, come on. You can't turn around and say, like, Giannis couldn't do it himself. He almost did.
Yeah, look, he needed the help. And look, in that last game, he looked he looked tired, man. Some of the layups, like he just didn't have that last little bit. And yeah, that's what happens over a 7-game series. And when you have to shoulder that much of the load, it wears down on you over those games. And you're seeing that in the end. But
Boston were
nonetheless,
good though. Boston were good.
Boston. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Tatum was amazing, man. That game
was brilliant.
6 was crazy.
He was brilliant, and obviously that's why we've seen them advance and then get done by your boys today. And Jimmy Buckets put on an absolute show.
I know you want to talk. You really want to talk about it, but we're not going to get to it just yet because we're still going to get to a couple other series. I know you really want to talk about it because you're loving it because you got a few things to say about Jimmy Buckets. Golden State beat Memphis. Understandable. Everyone's
understandable.
Game 6 Clay this, Game 6 Clay that. Like,
yeah,
really.
Look, once Ja Morant went down, I think it was always leaning towards Golden State winning. Look, exciting times. I'm going to say this: exciting times for the Memphis Grizzlies franchise. They have 100%. Put together a good young team. Maybe they're going to make some tweaks. Maybe they might bring out some vets that's going to help in certain situations. But yeah, exciting times for their franchise. That will be there and thereabouts, going forward. And look, Ja Morant, unfortunately injured, but it happens. He'll be back, and Memphis Grizzlies will be back. Golden State Warriors, we expected them to get through, even before.
Yeah, 100%.
Before the injury to Ja Morant, but that probably just was the bit that allowed them to sort of get the result that they did in the last game. Make a good matchup. Good matchup in the next round. Good matchup.
James and Global, welcome to the show. Also, let's get to that one, Source, because I know you really want to talk about.
We'll hold off on. We'll hold off on the Buckets game. I'm excited to talk about Jimmy Buckets.
But I know. Let's go Phoenix Dallas. Some all-time quote, like one of the most all-time, two all-time quotes came out of this series, man, like that I love. The first one was from Luka the Don when he said, "It's easy to talk tough when you're in front." When you're in the lead, I think he said something like that.
When you're up.
Yeah, when you're up. Yeah. And the second one was when the reporter said, were you aware that you scored the same amount of points as Phoenix in the first half of this game, in Game 7? And Luka the Don turned around and said, yeah, of course. That was the best. He literally scored the same amount of points as Phoenix did in the first half of Game 7. And he turned around and said, yeah, of course I know. Just to rub it in even more. And then came out in the second half and killed them even more. Source. He killed them even more.
You know what's even funnier? When Anthony Edwards put out his own little video saying, yo, man, you guys were talking so much trash. All right, you won. But now you're going out into Game 7 like this? That's embarrassing, man. He's like, that's embarrassing, man.
Bro, the internet is genuinely undefeated, Source. So many people have put out those memes, when they won the Western Conference Finals last year, and they had literally, I don't know if you've seen it, but they literally had a parade down in Phoenix, sorry. Like they had a parade holding the Western Conference Final trophy, and everyone's like, Suns' only team ever to actually have a parade on winning the Western Conference, not even winning the finals. Bro, they copped so much shit. So much shit. They had a guy quit on the team in DeAndre Ayton. It was the best. It was the best because the guy literally quit on the team. He played out of his mind this year, Source, in his contract year. Got to the last game that he's going to play for the season. Quit on his team, and now I wouldn't pay him the max. Just think about that, Source. You played your ass off the whole season to get this max contract. You quit on your team, and now what team is going to turn around and say, well, we're going to give you a max? You can't be trusted because you flaked out. Like, you can't be trusted. But it's just so funny. There's just the amount of shit talk. This series was just epic, yeah. Absolutely epic. The Booker getting fouled and like lying on the floor as if he was pretty much down and out. And then he was pretending to be Luka when he was on the floor as if he was hurt. It was...
There was a lot going on.
When Luka had the ball and Booker came, he slapped it out of his hand. And then Luka just lost it. I love all those memes. This was the turning point in the series. Like, he knocks the ball out of Luka's hands, and he's just like, bro, seriously, this is 90s basketball in the modern era. Honestly, it was so sick. Like, two guys that dislike each other in Booker and Luka the Don. I genuinely love it.
But I'll tell you what, Luka the Don has definitely put one over D Book, and well, that man, you might want to have a chat about him, Domo, because you have said that he's one of the most overrated players in the league, and probably gets more acclaim than what he deserves. And you know, his career sort of only turned around because Chris Paul has come there and helped him out a lot, which is a fair statement. Fair statement, I would say. But where was he in that game 7? Like, where was he? Like, he couldn't go out there and switch on Luka and stop Luka, who was literally carving him apart, right? Then it didn't matter if he was on Dinwiddie, because then Dinwiddie came on and dropped 20 in the first half as well, or 15 in the first half as well. Where was he? And then on offense, he was non-existent, which, was much of the Suns team. But when you're supposed to be the guy on the team, surely you got to step up at those crucial moments. That's what
I'm gonna find the stats.
Look, and I will say this, in Giannis' game getting knocked out, that he did try and impose himself on the game. There was a point there where they were really in touch, 10 points or something, before they ended up getting blown out. And, he did get to the ring and miss some bunny layups that would have helped them, and, missed things. But he got the ball and he tried to impose himself on the game. It didn't work out for him. Right? It didn't work out for him, but he showed up. I mean, Booker, he was not, like, even on defense, and I could question some of the Giannis's defense in that game as well. In some of the defense that they played against Boston, in the way that they allowed Jason Tatum to cook them in mentioning that game as well. So
it's true.
It was a bit of both, but yeah.
Sauce, I'll come on the show and you will come.
Is D Book ever going to win a championship? I mean, he's still got a long time to go, but is he ever going to?
He's got a long time to go. But we come on this show week in, week out, yeah, and we give takes, and you're not going to have 100% track record. Like, that's just straight up. Some things you're on the money, some things you're not. It's funnily enough, when I'm not on the camera and I'm watching that Bucks and Celtics game, I'm watching it with all my mates on the weekend. I'm like, Milwaukee will cut this within 8, so they have a chance in the last quarter. I said Giannis will have over 12 points in the last quarter. Like, all this shit, and I'm predicting it, and I look like the freaking oracle of basketball. But sometimes we get it wrong. We thought the Bucks were going to win it all. We said either the Bucks or Boston potentially should win it out of that series. We said Phoenix should get the job done over Dallas. We thought that Utah should have beaten Dallas because Luka the Don was injured. Utah should have beaten Dallas. Like, let's be honest. It was literally, that was given to them on a silver platter.
They're having a fantastic run, especially with all the trades that they did and brought in Dinwiddie, got rid of Porzingis. I mean, it's changed their season.
I'm going to apologize to Jason Kidd straight up. Yeah, like, straight up. I gave him shit and he shut me up. Yeah, he's shut me up more than what James Harden has ever done on this podcast, because I'm still proven right on that guy. But the D Book thing, I said it, yeah. And that was on a bit of the coattails of something that you mentioned too, Sauce. Everyone always said to me, Booker this, Booker that, and I'm like, yeah, he's like really good. Like, he's really good. He's a great offensive player. Like, his defense is trash, straight up. He's no good defensively, but hey, wasn't the best ball handler because he played that position before Chris Paul, and Chris Paul helped him and helped DeAndre Ayton. So for you to say that he potentially could win a title, I don't know. The secret sauce could be gone in a couple seasons. Sauce, and Chris Paul could retire. Who knows? I just thought he was overrated, like, for the talk around him in the league. Not saying that and I said it on this show, I didn't think he was shit. Like overrated.
He's one of the best young players in the league.
When you say a guy's over, when you say, a guy's overrated, and everyone goes, oh, well, you reckon he's crap. I don't think that. I just think he's overrated for what he is. All right, he's a great player, but he's like blown up to like these proportions that he's going to be.
What are your thoughts on that one, Doma? Chris Paul is not the answer anymore, unfortunately. And he does have a history going deep into playoffs, breaking down or having some sort of
injured.
Just, his issue,
body
which doesn't allow him to perform at his peak. It's happened over and over again, Doma.
But Source, honestly, Chris Paul
and he's not getting any younger.
No, Chris Paul was the answer for this team, Source. Yeah, it's like how can I put it? Like an analogy, like it's a bit like LeBron. Yeah, LeBron. The Lakers brought in LeBron. Cleveland. When he went back to Cleveland, they brought him back to win for the specific reason to win a title at that ball club. Yeah, they knew he was getting on in age. Like, we know it's LeBron and he's a freak and he does what he does. And the same thing with LA. I know he had business interests, but LA brought him in because obviously they needed a pickup in what's been happening over in Los Angeles because, the Lakers have been struggling for ages. But, they brought Davis in with him for the sole intention of winning a title. That's what Chris Paul was at the time. He was the answer to what they needed at that point in time as that basketball franchise. They had up-and-coming guys that were playing really well. They put Jay Crowder in there. Booker's this emerging superstar. Aiden's looking like he's got all the potential in the world. They got Mikal Bridges, Miles Bridges. Is it Mikal? Both of them.
Mikal. No,
Mikal Bridges. He's the other one. Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. They got all these guys. They picked up even Landry Shamet from the Clippers because he was like a dead eye from three. Absolutely struggled. That didn't work. But you know what I'm saying, Sauce? It was the answer.
I'm glad you said that didn't work because I was about to say Landry. Who?
No,
what?
Landry what? Landry Shamet.
You can't be throwing that name out.
No, I'm just saying Landry Shamet. They brought him in for what they wanted from him from the Clippers. But
and did you see him play minutes in this? He got up in this series. He got absolutely cooked.
Yeah, he got destroyed.
He's supposed to be a 3-and-D guy. He can't play defense and save his life.
But that's my thing, Sauce, with Chris Paul. You know what I mean? Like, he was the answer to win now. That's what it was. It was to win now. It's you're not bringing Chris Paul into your franchise, are you, to say, we're building this team for in the next 6 years to win a title. Like, the guy's 37. Like,
I understand,
not going to be there.
But so what Global is saying,
he's
not the answer anymore.
Yeah, no,
they're not going to win with him. They're not going to win with him.
No, it was the answer, and now the experiment has failed. That's it. You had your chance. You had your window. Giannis slapped you, and Luka the Don slapped you. That's it. Straight up.
And if people, can I just see this? Like, you got to look at like that situation there, like Dallas. I don't know. I think they're going to be freeing up quite a bit of cap room in the sense that like Jalen Brunson's got an expiring contract. Do they give him another contract? However, we're talking past this point because, I think there's improvement and guys would go, you know what? I want to play with Luka. You know what I mean? Like, he's that good. Like, this guy's that good. I want to play with him. And, maybe guys go there. Maybe they team up with him. You got to be excited if you're a Dallas Maverick fan. I'll tell you what.
Dame Lillard came out and said he'd take Aiden at Portland. You can have him, Dame, because you won't achieve anything. You're not Chris Paul. Sorry. So if you think his numbers are going to be through the roof again, I don't think so. It's the system that they play. Just to cap it off this series, in that game, they were 6 of 23, 26% from the field to fall behind, 27-17 after 12 minutes. The All-Stars of Devin Booker and Chris Paul combined for 0 of 11 shooting in the first half. They took 11 shots combined, Source, and then they closed for 7 of 22 for 21 points combined. Dallas threw heavy blitzes at Booker and kept the ball away from Paul. Like, I don't really care. If you're the superstar on the team, you can take whatever blitz you can, but you create your offense. So Cat can go wherever he wants. I don't really care what Cat does, to be honest. That's another guy, unless he goes and plays with someone. Someone has to win Karl Anthony Towns a title. He's not winning anyone else a title. As simple as that. Yeah. I'm putting that on the record. Yeah. Someone has to win him the title, and he has to be there along for the ride as the number 2 or the number 3 in the team. You can't say, we're blowing up a franchise like Utah. We're blowing up the franchise. We need a superstar that's going to win us a title. If you say I'm picking Karl Anthony Towns, you're a lemon. You're soft as butter, mate. Seriously. You're a lemon.
You're not wrong. All right, next game, Dom.
Let's move on. Let's move to the series. Heat versus Boston. Get into it, Source. So it's Golden State versus Dallas now. Game 1 is tomorrow. But Source, the floor is yours. If not sure it's my team, I don't care. You love this guy. Jimmy Buckets, take it away.
Jimmy Buckets just just his evolution going through the league and what he's all about and how hard he works. I mean, for seeing to come out today, he put up what, 40? Put up 40?
41.
41?
Yeah.
And it was old school basketball, Dom. It was old school, got to the line a lot. Then had that mid-range working, hit the occasional three, but didn't, it never goes bananas from the three. He might take 2 or 3 a game, you'll see, but he's always looking for that little mid-range. And then he gets to the line, gets to the rack. Oh, it's just beautiful to watch when he's going. And in that fourth quarter, in that second half, he just took over. He was just hitting everything. The crossover, spin to the back shoulder, fade away, baseline. Thank you very much. Swish, nothing but net over the Tatum. Just unbelievable. It's not like Tatum was right there on those shots. I mean, you see that side angle from the baseline shot from the camera. Beautiful camera angle, and he couldn't have defended that any better. And when a guy's got it going like that, it's unstoppable. I mean, being a Lakers fan and seeing Kobe play many a time, it was very Kobe-esque in a sense, the way he had it rolling today. That it was just that mid range was lethal. But this is going to be a tough series for you, Doma. It's Boston's not going to go away. I think Al Horford will come back, and that will help them in a sense that they'll be able to spread the floor bit better. Obviously, Al Horford can shoot the three. Robert Williams, you're lacking that with him there. And then, Al Horford has shown that, even though he's getting on in age, he's still a decent enough defender at his age, especially he showed that at times against Giannis in the last series. So, it's not, you're not going to have it all your way against Al Horford. He's
and we get and they get Marcus Smart back.
And so Smart, so that's going to help their defense. That's right.
Vincent's not going to be freaking doing reverse layups and shit in game 2. Straight up. So it's Vincent ain't getting no reverse layups. And as we mentioned, sorry, I haven't mentioned it yet, but they killed us in the first half today, Boston. It's just Buckets went nuts and the team went insane in the second half on defense. Boston was literally stifled. They couldn't do shit. Nothing was working at all. It was just incredible to watch what we did. Matty's in. Here he is. I watched the Bucks Celtics game 6 with him. Mate, I've never seen a more nervous Celtics fan over the weekend. But he said Tatum for 35 next game for sure. This series is going to game 7. That's probably one thing.
Probably. I reckon.
That's one thing. Tatum, did you want to talk about him, Source? What he's become, just this scorer. It's you can just book it in now, man. He's so good.
Yeah, but
creates his shot. Yeah,
I just think the next evolution of his game, because I did feel at times, he does want to be the guy and he wants to take that responsibility. But I think he's found a bit more of a balance in his game and understanding when he needs to pass the ball off and make the play. And not force some of the shots that he did force. But then when he does have it going, understanding that, he's hot and, give me the ball because, he's got that look in his eye. He's got that killer instinct that, when he's got it going, no one can stay in front of him. He doesn't care who the defender is. He'll put a move on, step back three. He's got that drive to the basket. He's got that, crossover to the low dribble and then comes up underneath the arms, draws the fouls so many times. You see him, he's perfected that skill. He's built up his strength in his upper body to take those contacts. And he is that guy, man. I've been telling people he is that guy. I think, they've got something going good in Boston. I think that they just need to keep this, these two guys together. Jaylen Brown struggled a bit today. But he'll find his feet. But I think
Marcus Smart's actually very important for that team.
Marcus Smart is important for them.
He can shoot a 3 now. So he worked on that part of his game.
He worked on part of that game. That's correct. And he's gotten a lot better. But also Marcus Smart gives him good structure because he's like their point guard. He
He's a
directs the
great
play a
leader
lot,
too,
and he's a great leader. And that comes into play. You
bro.
need those
And
sort of vet guys there
I'll
to
tell you what,
lift you up at times throughout a game. And he makes plays. He makes plays. Sometimes knucklehead plays like he did in game 5 in the Bucks series, but he came back game 6 and 7 and played phenomenal. So,
yeah, and
you know,
and the positive for a Boston team as well is like Robert Williams is so raw at the moment that he could genuinely become anything. Like the guy looks like Rasheed Wallace, bro. When we're driving in the lanes, he's up and just trying to swat everything. Like he swings his arm, he might not make connection, but he's got that big long reach. Every time I thought like Hero driving in, like Hero's just a real smart guard, like putting the ball on the floor, he can create anything. He's unbelievable. But I'm thinking every time he's going to just slap this out of the court. The guy's unbelievable. The way he shifts his feet, his defense is unbelievable at such a young age. Like, that, honestly, they could be a force to be reckoned with, Boston. But obviously, they haven't got the job done yet. Jimmy Buckets put a fork in the road for him today, that's for sure, to block him. And the rest of the team stepped up and played great. Just shout out to PJ Tucker as well. Yeah, like, I don't know if you heard the story, Source, but what happened was he got to Miami and they played him the tape of him at Houston because he was all like pissed off why Houston got rid of him. And
yeah,
they played the tape for him and said to him, "This is why they got rid of you." And PJ Tucker looked at it and he was like unprofessional in all the stuff. Like he was sooking over stuff and just doing really immature things on the basketball court. And he literally turned to Pat Riley and the organization and said, "Oh, my mission in this team is to never be like what I was at Houston ever again and be a mature leader for like the guys around me at this ball club." It's just unbelievable. The story of Miami is unbelievable. So there's 2 undrafted guys starting in the lineup. Bro, and they're killing it. It's not like they're shit. Your boy, the big Struce, he's like unbelievable. Like he's good. Like the stories in this playoffs have been awesome. Like Luka the Don, the Heat, Boston with those young
Look,
guys.
I just want that man Hero to take over a game in this series. I just want him to take over a game, go for 40, hit a game winner, do something.
I love Hero to win.
Just so many like people
I
that
love to
wrote
win
him
the
off,
title.
especially in the hobby. Yeah, like people obviously was like a darling of the hobby in that year,
in his first
1920
year
products, and people were loving him. And then like second year, obviously had that second year blues, and people wrote him off, and his cards dumped, and people selling his cards and riding him off in a sense. Not everyone, but a lot of people. It would just be good for them to stand up and prove them wrong.
And of course, the last story there is, of course, Golden State. They're getting on in age. That call there, and they made it to a Western Conference Finals, and they're in the position to potentially get to the finals and win another one. So,
what is if they win the championship? What does this do to Kevin Durant's legacy?
I don't know. I don't want to make a big statement on the show.
It's an interesting question because I see someone put it up, and it was interesting to think about. So I'm not saying it, but put it out there, and if they do, we can revisit it because it'll be interesting. Because
is it safe to say that he's not even a top 15 player of all time?
Hey,
he'd be lucky to be like he'd be top 20, but it'd be 16 to 20. That's where I put Kevin Durant. Like if. Like Golden State, I still don't think Golden State have to win for that to happen, in my opinion. Like
because that was
they were already winning titles.
That was the conjecture. Draymond and him had an argument, and he said, "Oh well, we did it without you anyway," saying we already won one. So if they go out, well, it's true. Yeah,
he went to his own. He went to his own franchise, and where is he now? Source, he's vacationing where?
Bounced in Cancun.
With James Harden.
He actually James Harden. Where he did go? You know where he did go? He went to Turkey, mate, and he watched the Turkish EuroLeague game. He's already making plans after the NBA, so he can just play till he's like 43 in the EuroLeague or something like that, and keep earning millions.
Yeah, make a
He's going to play
gazillion
for the.
bucks.
He's going to play in the Euro League.
But by the time we get to our pod next week, Source, we might even have to do an impromptu live on IG because who knows? It could be a game 5s or game 6s. Or game 4s. Probably game 4s.
Well, we'll get on do.
But we might have to get on and do an IG. Maybe Sunday night, jump on and do one, or if something massive happens. Anyway, we'll move on. As I said before, the Warriors game 1 is tomorrow, and then Heat Celtics game 2 is
Who you got in that
Friday.
series? Warriors, Dallas.
I'm not making a prediction. I know people keep saying make the prediction. In all honesty, Source, it's not without reach for Luka the Don. I'm just putting that out there. What I see,
you want to know who I
what
want?
I see is like
I want to see Dallas win. Dallas versus Miami in the finals. That's what I want to see in there. Do I think that's actually going to happen? I don't know. I think one of them is going to fall short, but I can see you guys beating
Source. I only want Dallas. I only want Dallas in there. I only want Dallas in the finals if Boston beats us. Because as a Heat fan, I don't want to play Luka the Don. Not for the fact that I don't think we'll win. It's just the fact that where Luka's got to, I want Luka to win. Like if Luka makes the finals, you're telling me you don't want him to win.
No, you do. You do want him to win, mate. Can you imagine the hobby could go freaking bananas?
Can you imagine the stories? LeBron gets there with the Cavs, gets swept 4-0 by the Spurs. Luka gets there, wins the title by himself. Just imagine those stories. There'll be all these LeBron-Luka comparisons. Bro, he'll already be like arguably second greatest of all time behind Jordan. Bro, it'd just be out of control. Out of control. Maybe even my HGA 9 Luka rookie might actually be worth 10K. It's a HGA 9 as well. It might just skyrocket in price. At the moment, I'll be lucky to get 10 cents in that slab. But anyway, like, I don't know. I want to win it, clearly. I'm a Heat fan. My team's still there. But
yeah, I want to see Miami win it because I want to see Jimmy Buckets get a title.
And get respect.
And get respect. That's what we want. Just get respect because I think he's a phenomenal player. I just don't think he gets enough respect. But yeah,
you can buy mine, James, but you're gonna have to pay whatever I state the price at. Go for it, sorry.
Surely his whole market just goes bananas if that's the case. I don't know.
The hobby would implode. Golden auctions would just crash every week. There'd be that much Luka shit that just starts getting sent in. It's gonna be out of control. Bloody Don Russ based Luka rookies are gonna start being worth a gazillion bucks again. Like it's gonna be stupid. It's actually going to be ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on. We spent half an hour on the NBA. We're going to breeze through the rest of this stuff. There isn't a whole bunch, but EPL Source, we'll get to some results because I tell you what, it's heating up. It's coming down to Sunday, and I know we'll talk about your mob. You guys suck. You suck as much as us. You literally had
typical Arsenal, man.
You had a
typical Arsenal.
You had a rough
last hurdle.
You're lemons. You actually lemons. You stuffed it. You actually stuffed it. All right, let's go here. So Thursday's games, we had Chelsea defeated Leeds 3-0. Norwich was defeated by Leicester 3-0. 0-0 draw, Everton, Watford. Wolves lost 5-1 to Man City. Spurs defeated Arsenal 3-0. Then they backed it up on Sunday, defeating Burnley 1-0. Brentford defeated Everton 3-2. Wolves and Norwich 1-1. City and West Ham 2-2. It was touch and go there. The own goal saved Man City from dropping 2 points. So dropping 3 points.
That game.
They walked away with a point.
I watched that game, so I can comment.
They did it for Mark Noble in that one, Source.
I'll tell you what, West Ham played brilliantly in that game, and they probably didn't deserve that. To not get the 3 points. They did enough to definitely, get the 3 points. But Man City, credit to them, when they did go 2-0 down, they came out in the second half and they really piled the pressure on. It did help that they did get a goal in like the first 5 minutes of the second half. And then, unlucky.
And you need luck, goal. Source.
You do need luck. And when you win a title, you do need a bit of luck.
You need luck.
And
they got it. Leicester defeated Watford 5-1. Brighton Leeds 1-1. Aston Villa Palace 1-1. Liverpool 2-1 over Southampton. And you can talk about this one. because there was no United games. Thank goodness for that. Newcastle defeated Arsenal 2-0. And the table source has you sitting in 5th position, 2 points behind Tottenham.
Europa! I thought we are going to be back in Champions League, and Europa League it is. Absolute spuds, typical Arsenal. The last hurdle. We have to. We are literally banking on winning our last game against Everton, who, mind you, like need every point they can get. So they're fighting their ass off, and we got to hope that Norwich beats Tottenham, which is highly unlikely.
They're going to come out and try and smash them to make sure. We'll get to these games very quickly, and then I want to touch on James's comment. Games this week: Everton, Palace, Villa, Burnley, Chelsea, Leicester, Arsenal, Everton, Brentford, Leeds, Brighton, West Ham, Burnley, Newcastle, Chelsea, Watford, United, Palace, Southampton, Leicester, Spurs, Norwich. And the games to watch, clearly, Liverpool versus Wolves and Man City versus Aston Villa. The table is 1 point separating at the top. The goal difference is going to mean nothing at all. So, not for anything. City can't afford to lose or draw this game, and Liverpool can't afford to lose or draw this game. Liverpool have one option, but to win, and that is it. The same with Man City. It all comes down to the last day. And James, Liverpool has the secret agent. Yes, Steven Gerrard, the coach of Aston Villa, against Man City in the last game. I spoke to Ben during the week. If you know Ben, you would have seen him on some of the watch parties we've had with Crunch Time. And we had a good chat about this. And I said to him, this goes one way. And he goes, no, it actually goes both ways. I said, just imagine all the memes if Stevie G can park the bus and help Liverpool win the title. And you know what's Ben's response to a source? Just imagine the other way. They're just going to post him slipping that time when he lost the title, and they're going to post him losing to Man City, costing Liverpool the title. So he goes, it works both ways, Doma. He's going to get smashed by memes if they lose, but he's going to get literally glorified as a hero if he can somehow stop Man City from winning this title. So, but in saying that, Liverpool do have to win. They have to win. We can all laugh about the City game doing whatever happens, but Liverpool must win. They've got no other choice to be any chance of the title. So stay tuned for that. That's Monday morning, 1 a.m. 1 a.m. are those games.
They all
will I be watching it? Time. Yeah, they're all kicking off at 1. Sauce will probably be watching Arsenal Everton, so he might have that other game on, but Off the Grid's on before that, Sauce. The F1 is on, and it is the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. And I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Obviously, bounce back for Charles Leclerc would be nice. There is 2 DRS zones in this one. It's Barcelona, Catalunya. 66 laps is this one. Fastest lap, the lap record on this is a 1:18.149 set by Max Verstappen. Any predictions you want to put into this one, Sauce?
Look, it's as I always say, it's hard to make a prediction before we sort of know what's the go. But I'll bring up the circuit. You did say there is 2 DRS zones, 66 laps on the race. Max Verstappen holds the lap record. Let's see if they can set some faster laps this time round. But I mean, that Red Bull's back. They fixed their issues that they had earlier on in the season. They're looking good. Their pace is looking good. They look like they got more straight line pace. Ferrari has to find something in this race. You can see that back straight. That's a DRS zone coming out of the turn, and then you got that big straight, which you can follow that into, a good slipstream on that straight, and then use the old slingshot tactic and get around into that corner, turn one. So there should be a fair bit of overtaking. We do hope that we see a bit more exciting race than we've seen in Miami, in a sense that we need Ferrari and some of the other cars to find a bit more pace on the straights, because if Verstappen, if like in Miami, if he starts well and is able to obviously get 1-2, 1 or 2 doesn't really matter, and Leclerc is in front or someone else is in front, I think the Red Bull has the pace regardless to at some point lap and then get the lead, and then they're able to manage the race really nicely like they did in Miami. So I'm leaning towards a Red Bull, another Red Bull win, but I have to see with the qualifying how that sits, see if there's any surprises. And I'm interested to see if Hamilton starts driving better, because I'll tell you what, his teammate Georgie Russell's given him an absolute towel up this season in terms of place gettings.
Sauce. Global says, if Hamilton doesn't go well this year, do you boys see his market drop a little? No. If he wins a race this year, it'll probably go up again. Sauce. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 races. Sauce. 4 races left before the British Grand Prix on the 1st to the 3rd of July. 4 races, Sauce. We said that they'd be getting on the podium and potentially winning races by round 10. They're making a bit of progress. They had a parts change, remember, last week, the Mercedes. Hamilton was back up in 6th from 13th 2 weeks prior. Sauce. 4 weeks, they'll be up there. British Grand Prix, they potentially might even win it. That's all I'm saying. Just don't believe Hamilton. Not exactly the nicest bloke we've heard. No comment. Can't be right all the time about certain spuds, statistical goats, and all the like. Anyway, tune in for that one. Off the Grid will be on Sunday evening, well into a Monday morning. So tune in for that one. Check your local guides if you're outside outside of Australia. In Australia, it should be 11 a.m. Lights out for that one. All right, Sauce.
11 a.m.
PM. Sorry.
Oh, jeez. Had me stressing there for a second.
If it was 11 a.m., it would have been elite for us. But no, sorry about that. I got you a bit excited. Let's get into the AFL, Sauce. I'll tell you what, it was party time for you last week. And I was just like, nah, we suck. And now this week, we're both being sucky together, pretty much. That's as simple as that.
Back to reality, mate.
Back to reality for your mob. You got so excited about them last week. Let's go through the games. The Dogs touched up the Pies by 48 points on Friday Night Football. 29 scoring shots to 16 in this one. It was 14-15-99 to 7 goals, 9-51. Doggies too good in that one. Did lose a fair few players to injury. Again, they keep dropping like flies. They got an extensive injury list, do the Dogs. Then we had Saturday afternoon. We had the Tigers against the Hawks. The Hawks got done by 23. Tigers look pretty good, Sauce. I watched this game.
Yeah, they're looking good. And they're playing a brand of football that we've known and seen. A few guys back there, they've got more focus on winning the inside ball and the contest, which is was part of their issues that they had when they were losing games last year. So trying to rectify that, and look, I think they're going to make a run, obviously, and play finals this year. They've got their back on track. 5 wins, 4 losses, but can definitely see them finishing 12, 13 wins by the end of this season, most definitely. So yeah, they're looking good. The Tigers, I like them. How they're playing.
Butters says, "Who's chasing the dirtiest player in the game?"
Oh, the dirtiest player in the game, Tommy Lynch. I'll tell you what, I'm surprised he didn't get any weeks for that little high fend off.
Mate, he's been
He's
he's
the
played
bloke into next Tuesday. But
he's played the bye 3 weeks in a row. And
let's
he's just
look. It will
dominated.
be interesting. Look, and I will say this: it will be interesting when he comes up against a good team and how well he
D's
does.
next week.
Yeah, so it will be
Not this
interesting.
week. I think the following week. Yeah. Then we had my mob. Six goals, 10-46, defeated by Port Adelaide, 17-13, 115. We've got an extensive injury list source. It's no excuse. And potentially you're going to lose Goldstein to Geelong in the mid-season transfer. And if we lose Goldstein, who's actually keeping it all together now, I don't know what's going to happen. I know where we're going to get a hit out from and who we're going to hit the ball out to. But it's not looking good.
Is that really going to happen? Is it?
Yeah, I reckon he's going to go to Geelong.
Well, that's what they need, mate. That's the piece Geelong need that could
He was
help
meant to
them
go there 4
potentially
years ago.
catapult. Yeah,
Meant to
they
go
should
there
have
4 years
paid him.
ago.
They should have paid him.
They should have.
No,
Yeah.
keep
If
going
he
with Reece
goes there,
Stanley. You're not going to get you far.
yeah. Then the Saints did defeat the Catters by 10 points, 13-12 to 11-14. You know what? The Saints were down and out in this for most of the day, and they rallied back and they stole this one.
Yeah, good win by the Saints. It was
good win.
They got a run on. They kicked like 6 goals or 7 goals in a row at one point.
Yeah.
They really had the steam train rolling, and Geelong couldn't put the brakes on, which is unfamiliar. You do see that time with Geelong time and time again. Goldie is house hunting in Ocean Grove, I heard. Yeah, there you go. There's the word from the No.1 Butters Collection on IG. Go check him out. Look, it's what they need. I do hope he goes there. He should have went there a few years back. And then Reece Stanley got done. I mean, go look at that game. Reece Stanley got dominated by Paddy Ryder in the ruck at crucial parts in that game, and that allowed them to put that run on. I don't know if you've seen the tap work out the back of the in the 50, out the back, run on, snap goal in that game. I think it was from Billings. I think I stand to be corrected. It may have been Billings. I'm not sure that he tapped it to, but it was a great tap work by Paddy Ryder. That's another emphasis why Goldie needs to find his way down to Geelong.
Next one. Yeah, I know.
Steady that ship.
Next one up was a 14 goals, 21 behinds, 105, defeating 6-11-47. The Swans touching up the Dons by 58 points. Global says here, Saucy, what's your thoughts on the Bombers going for Matt Crouch next year? Big body mid that's out of favour at the Crows. Thoughts? You give your thoughts, and then I'll just give my little pot shot at the Bombers.
Yeah, look, I'm not too sure. I don't really know, to be honest. I don't know where we go from here. We're far off doing anything and being anything.
How about the shimmy?
In terms of
how about the shimmy from Parker?
Yeah, look, what can you say?
Do you want my honest thoughts on Essendon?
What can you say?
You want my honest thoughts on Essendon?
Go on.
Yeah, you're not going to disagree with me, to be honest. To answer yours, Global, the last time you got a stat collector in a midfielder was Dylan Shield, and what's he done for you? So Matt Crouch will have no impact. That's my opinion. The better one was always Brad Crouch. He just had injury problems, and he's actually playing really well for St Kilda. He's proven to be the better one. So, but on the Bombers, you had an amazing win last week or 2 weeks ago. All right, you're being literally a lot of scrutiny because you're a big club. You're one of the big four in Victoria, and you copped a lot of flack leading up to that game. You got the job done. You came back late. You rallied. You won. Butters is on the money here. Source, tell me you agree with Matty Lloyd. Someone had to run through Parker. Had to. I'm not disagreeing with that. Anyway, hard-fought win. We're all happy as a club. Dyson Heppel's 200th game, which is all good. You pretty much flew out his whole family there. He was high-fiving everyone before he ran through the banner. It's the biggest Mickey Mouse load of bullshit I've ever seen. But anyway, it's like you've got like a parade for this guy that's played 200 games. Good on you. Your team's in turmoil. You've done nothing in 200 games. Sorry, as a football club, I would have said, no, the focus is on the football game. We need to continue our form into this week against Sydney. It was a bit of a me type of thing. It probably they didn't mean for it to come across like that, but I watched that and went, what kind of gimmicky bullshit's this? Like, you played 200 games, good on you. You know, it's not like you're retiring after playing 450. You're a club legend at Essendon. You know, your whole family's seeing you out. You know, mate, there's people that play 200 games, just get a banner, they run through it, thanks for coming. He literally had everyone lined up. Anyway, you get smashed the whole day. You get smashed the whole day. Luke Parker kicks that goal. He shimmies you. He's pretty much mocking you as a football club. And still after that, your team showed nothing.
Did you want them to go
Nothing.
Jason Horn-Francis like he did on the Blue Bags the other week? Did you?
Yes. Do something.
No,
If I'm an Essendon supporter and I'm sitting there and I'm watching Luke Parker do what he did, yeah, put it this way, Source. In the NBA, you can't do anything to anyone, yeah? But if Pat Beverley was playing in the AFL, I'll tell you what, those NBA players would be relishing a moment to just finish him. Like Hayden Ballantyne. Remember Hayden Ballantyne?
Yeah.
He was like a fly, mate. He just wouldn't leave. He was a pest. Like, if that happened to my team as a footballer and it's telecast, what would you be saying to the TV if you're like a passionate supporter? Like, oh, this prick, look what he's doing. You know, he's mocking us. And then you come out after he kicks that goal and it's just like, oh, no, we just keep playing the same old shitty standard football, not going in harder for the ball. It's pretty much just saying, you know, we're succumbing to you. We are a laughing stock, and that's it. Like Butters, I wanted to see some Brad Sewell type stuff. Like you don't have to go to that extent in football anymore, Sauce. It's more the fact of at least like show some fight.
They've got to fly the flag better. I think even the occasion where Merritt got hit by Rowbottom, and no one even went over to Rowbottom and sort of stood up for their teammate, even though it was a dirty hit, ran past the ball. It's disappointing. I mean, I think it just goes to show where we're at as a club. Like, I genuinely don't think the players that we currently have at the club want, that they want to. We want to see that passion that they've got for the Essendon Football Club. And I truly believe that the current players we have will not get us anywhere towards the goals that we want as a football club, which is ultimately, pushing for top 4 and making a grand final. They're not going to get us there. There needs to be restructure at the club in terms of certain players that they're coming in and out. I don't know what's happened with the coaching, how the coaching can change so much from game to game. What we've seen against Hawthorn, literally none of that was there. It was like we've forgotten how to play that way. We see none of it against Sydney. It was so poor. It was so poor.
I'm keen to see what you guys are going to do this week, but
we're going to lose by 40 plus.
It's all looking good. Let's get through the rest of these games very quickly. Excuse me. Brisbane defeated the Crows 102-66. The Suns got a nice win over the Dockers 69-33. The Blue Baggers touched up the Giants in Leon Cameron's last game, coaching them by 30 points, 105-75. And then the Demons beat West Coast 16-16, 112 to 5 goals, 8-38. So, smashed them. Butters says Merritt, Parrish, Shield, McGrath, one of them needs to lose their seat in the musical chairs. Well, it's got to be Shield because he's got zero impact on the football game. Completely, got nothing. Came back in after sitting on the sidelines and contributed nothing. If Parker did that to Sammy Walsh, so help me God, Cripple would have torn Parker a new arsehole, says Global. You're probably right. Let's get to this week's games. Friday night footy at Marvel Stadium. The Blue Baggers against the Swans. And even $1.90 split both ways here, Sauce.
Big Harry McKay injured.
Yeah, he's injured. He's out. Then we got. We'll get your prediction. We'll try and get through this as quick as we can. But
I'm gonna go Sydney.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Blues. Sydney, I'm not really trusting them much these days. They got lucky last week because they played you. I think it masked a lot of the shit that they put out on the field the week before, which wasn't great. So then we got the Cats versus Port Adelaide at GMHBA. Big one for Port, who are trying to recoup their
Get their season
here.
back on track.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Geelong because I just don't think they're going to lose another one down there.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm also going to go with the Cats. Dogs versus Suns at Mars Stadium. Dogs are usually pretty good here, so I'll back the Dogs in for that one.
I'm going to go with the Suns.
Very nice. And then the ring-a-ding-ding game of the round, North Melbourne versus the Demons at Marvel Stadium.
The line's like 70 points or something.
I just want to
think
cry.
It could be worse than that.
I actually want to cry. I'm going the D's, clearly.
Yeah, D's.
Adelaide versus St Kilda at Adelaide Oval.
I will say this: if anyone has a points bet account, they've got a special on where you put on $10, and they're giving $3 odds for Melbourne to defeat North Melbourne. So max $10 stake. So it's pretty much a free $20. So you might as well, if you've got a points bet account, if you don't, sign up, free $20, deposit 10, put it on that.
I'm shit at gambling, so maybe I might sign up, put the money on Melbourne, and lose my $10. Hopefully, North screws my free.
Mate, if they screw, they're going to make a lot of money because I know a lot of people are putting that on. But it's
yeah,
pretty much free $20.
Yeah. Then Adelaide versus the Saints at Adelaide Oval. Got to back the Saints in, even though you know it's in Adelaide.
Yeah, got to back the Saints in. They're looking the better team overall, and if they are wanting to be a potential, prelim final candidate, grand final potentially, they need to win these types of games away from home.
Yeah. Then the Tigers versus the Dons. I'm going Tigers. Yeah, that's easy. Then we have Dockers versus the Pies in Perth.
Fremantle.
I'm back in Freo as well. Hawks versus Lions in Tassie. I'm going to go
Hawks are usually good down in Tassie, but I'm going to go the Lions.
Yep. There's no Jack Steele, says Butters and Global for that Saints game. I still think they'll cover it. They should be good enough to win it, even without him. And then the last game, Giants versus the Eagles at Giants Stadium. I'm backing in the Giants.
You'd hope that the Giants win this game.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right. I just think they were just off the Leon Cameron bandwagon. That's why they didn't really put in much effort
to get rid of him.
Yeah. Hopefully this shares. Oh, we're back. Here's the ladder. D's on top. Lions and Freo with Carlton there in the top 4. Sydney a game out. Saints a game out. Then the Cats and the Tigers make up 7th and 8th. Then a game outside the 8. Western Bulldogs, Port Adelaide, Collingwood, Gold Coast, followed by the Hawks, the Crows, the Giants, the Bombers, North and West Coast. So there you go, Sauce. That is what it is looking like. All right, over to you for some UFC.
UFC fight night, Blachowicz versus Rakic. I'll bring up the results, run them through. Didn't get to view much of this. Did see the highlight in how the main fight ended. Flyweight, you had Alan Nascimento defeating Jake Hadley, 3rd round decision. Lightweight division, you had Manuel Torres defeating Frank Camacho, the KO in the 1st round. Women flyweight, Caitlin Chook again with a 3rd round decision over Amanda Ribas. Bantamweight division, Davey Grant defeated Lewis Smolka with a KO in the 3rd round. Light heavyweight division, you had Ryan Spann with a submission in the 1st round over Ion Kutalaba. And in the main event, Jan Blachowicz defeated Alexander Rakic. 3rd round KO. I'm not sure if you caught it, Doma, but it was essentially Blachowicz hacking at Rakic's legs with leg kicks over the first 2 rounds, and he hit him with that many leg kicks that on one of the leg kicks it pretty much just caved the side of his knee in, and Rakic literally couldn't stand on his knee, so it ended up being a TKO. So he TKO'd him because he buckled his knee that many with that many leg kicks that he couldn't stand, so he had to forfeit the fight, which is a pretty crazy knockout if you think about it. So I mean, Jan's legs must be made out of freaking steel or something, because to pretty much bust someone's knee that bad that they can't stand, that's messed up. But it just goes to show that he's on another level. And he probably
He beat Adesanya, didn't he?
shouldn't.
Yeah.
He did beat Adesanya, but then
Yeah.
he lost the belt. He lost the belt. But he'll probably get another title shot now. Probably another title shot, and will be interesting to see in the rematch how that turns out. There is UFC on this weekend, Sunday, May 22nd, 9 a.m., kicking off the main card here in Australia, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And the main event is Holly Holm against Carlton Vieira, and the co-main event is Santiago Ponzinibbio against Michael Pereira. That will be a good fight, actually, in the welterweight. So, yeah, a couple of not bad fights on here. Feel free to check it out. And I think the following week is what we're looking for. Then they got a bit of a break, and then there's the big fight night, June 5th, which is what we're really looking for. No, not June 5th. Hang on, I've jumped ahead. It's UFC 275. That's the next big main event, which is in June 12th. That's the look ahead.
Very nice.
All right.
Global, there'll be no Supercoach outlook because my team is shit. As simple as that. I've lost the plot. I don't know what I'm doing, so I've genuinely lost it. Actually, not that I don't know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing. It's just I haven't got the control over the guys to actually go get me points. I can't do anything about that. So you put your players out in the park and they got to step up for you, and they just didn't. Pedro, how you going? Looks like I got the dope Miami Vice jersey on. Yes, I do. It is great shit, and it is Jimmy Buckets. If I can get the 22 up, there it is. Jimmy Buckets.
You got buckets today. Don't worry about that.
Yes, Pedro, I am a Miami fan. So, yeah, very happy with game one and the start we've had. All right, so let's move on to Le Mans of the Week. This is good. Le Mans of the Week with the truth of the week. I'm going to remove this from the studio and then reshare it. And we're going to watch something together, Source. So, there's a Le Mans of the Week in this, and then there's the truth of the week in this as well. Pedro said he's thinking of going to game 2. Tickets start at $2.10 a pop. To be honest, it's actually not too bad for a playoff game. That's pretty good. $2.10, that is in USD, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me get this file up, Source. And I don't really need to set the scene. I'm going to let the great man do it for himself. So let's have a listen.
He literally can't guard.
He can't guard.
Yeah.
He can't. Chris Paul can't guard anybody? Is that what you say?
Did you see that? No, he can't. Everyone knows that.
Excuse me.
CP can't guard nobody, man. Everybody in the NBA know that. Everybody
can't
know
guard
that.
anybody.
What we call them? Cone. You know what you do with cones? Like when in the summertime, you got a cone. You make a move. What does the cone do?
Stay still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a cone. Stop playing, man.
I got
Everybody
that right.
knows that. Everyone knows that. Do guys.
All right, that's the first one, Source. I love it. Just straight up.
I watched this live, Doma. I watched this live on First Take, and I couldn't believe what I was like. I feel like he's just doing this to. Like, I was like, at the moment, I was thinking like he's doing this to like get a reaction to like go viral. You know what I mean? Like, surely. I don't know.
He's doing it to dig in, but
he's calling Chris Paul a cone.
Yeah, a witch's hat. So that is like us calling people witch's hats in like the AFL. For those that are listening, that's what a cone is. He's not calling him a cone as if like he's smoking a cone, like a blunt cone. He's like a cone, like a witch's hat. I think Chris Paul is a pretty good defender, if you ask me, Source. But anyway,
7 all defensive teams, Doma.
Source. The reason why I put that up there is because Pat Bev, you sir, this week's
Lemon. What an idiot.
No, I know that was a quick one, but there's more to it. James says Pat Bev literally shoved Chris Paul in the back one game. No surprise he's hating on TV now. That's fine. He can hate on TV. But there's a bit more to this, Source. Just listen up. Just listen up.
Go to sleep early the night before playing the Phoenix Suns? Hell no. No.
You mean as a team, or would you talk about Chris Paul individually?
Chris Paul individually.
Okay.
No.
So for most of those Suns stars, this was just the second go-around. Obviously for Chris Paul.
Who you mean stars? Rob?
Well, I'm talking about Devin Booker.
Okay, one.
DeAndre Ayton.
I'm going to stop Mike right there. He's lucky I didn't give him a Lamont of the week for that. DeAndre Ayton isn't a star. All right, just putting that out there. All right, he's not a star. Let's move on.
One.
Mikal Bridges.
No, let's stop.
Mikal Bridges. You're 11. Just stop.
Oh, I mean, so we're still just on one.
And what does that say to you?
What has he done before? I mean, of
Well,
course.
people were saying he could become the face of the league.
I'm saying, and I agree with that. They're gonna make him the face of the league. They gonna do that regardless because his face is perfect for it. But
He's talking about Booker. He's talking about...
I know.
What has he done before? I mean, he's only made the playoffs one time. Like, why are we just jumping on a boat and just like?
Look, what he's saying here about Booker
It's the
is
truth.
pretty reasonable.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth of the week, brought to you by Patrick Beverly. Just keep listening. This is funny. We can talk over this.
So
It's
no
really
one, in
fun.
the, no one in the league is scared of him either? That he can
Nobody-
get hot and go off?
Devin Booker.
No, I'm
Man,
I'm
y'all
asking.
stop, man. Come on, man. Y'all can't get this man Devin Booker all this. He only made the playoffs one time before. Only one time.
I would put Devin Booker in the same class offensively. I would put him in the same class as a Paul George.
That's who?
Paul George, your former teammate, who is a star in this league.
Hey, man.
Paul George is a star. Is he not?
Which Paul George?
What do you mean, which Paul George?
I'm asking a serious question. Before you get all
The
before
Paul
you go all,
George. The Paul George on the
colorful.
Clippers.
Okay,
The
which
Paul
one?
George.
Oh,
you
so the
wanna-
Clippers, not the Indiana one, because they're different ages. So give me the Paul George. you're talking
James
about.
more like
I'm
he's
being
had
honest.
his face
You
in
can't
the
give me-
Kardashians.
You can't give me the last year Hakeem Olajuwon and compare Shaq to the prime Olajuwon.
Before he had the nasty knee injury, there was a
So we
athletic
compare.
Paul
No,
George.
that's compare Indiana Paul George with Devin Booker.
No,
Not even close.
I'm saying, let's not forget the fact that Grayson Allen had.
I agree with that as well.
A disaster in this series. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget the fact that Bobby Portis didn't have a good game yesterday either. They
Who the
had,
first person you named?
No, Grayson Allen was feeling.
Who?
No, let me finish.
That one true. That one's true as well. Grayson Allen. If you're relying on Grayson Allen to get your points, man, you're struggling.
I love Pat Bev. I genuinely love Pat Bev. I've got to start this PC source of Pat Bev cards. I actually have to. I genuinely love him. Besides the Chris Paul thing.
We've just given him a lemon, and then you're now saying that you want to PC a lemon.
I've said I wanted to PC him about a month ago. No, this is the truth of the week source. This is a new segment. This is a new segment. Where, and this segment is literally, besides the Chris Paul thing, it's because he's got beef with Chris Paul. He just doesn't like Chris Paul. That's plain and simple to go and say something like that. But everything else he said is true. So each week, I reckon the truth of the week should just be us bringing up a clip of Pat Bev talking about the NBA and just, he hasn't been wrong, except for Chris Paul. You take that out.
Don't tell me he's on that show weekly now.
I hope so. He's better than the other clown that's on there. I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not a fan of him. So, Pedro said, anyone else think whoever wins the East wins the whole thing? Yep, the two guys you're listening to that's been saying that for
We said the East is better all year.
Yeah, the whole year. We said it from the start of the season. We said the East is all defense and the West is all offense. Which you think about it. Two offensive teams in the Western Conference Finals, and the two best defensive teams are in the Eastern Conference Finals. And
look,
defense
Dallas
usually wins your
Dallas
titles.
has improved their defense a hell of a lot since they made those trades. They've become a lot better defensively now. So
anyway, just give
they did
Dallas,
hold the Suns to one of the lowest scores in a Game 7 of all time. All right, so
well, fucking Joel Embiid should try and trade for some of those guys from Phoenix because they shit the bed. They'd be perfect fit in Philly. Those guys from Phoenix. That's all
so
I'm
we
saying.
can throw them under the bus too.
Oh, bro, I can't wait till they throw. It's just so cool.
Hey, are they going to pay him the max? Are they going to pay him the max, Harden? The extension?
I hope they do. It'd be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Would you?
I don't know. Probably not.
He's not the same. Source, you're going to give this guy like a huge contract.
I would
Think
try
about this.
reason with him. Say, man, I understand you need a lot of money for the strippers and whatnot, but
I was about to
like,
say that.
you know,
I need
cut
those
it back a
$1
bit,
bills,
and then we can
baby.
get another piece then we can get another piece, and maybe we can win a championship. Because just with you, we ain't gonna win shit. No, just with you and Embiid, we ain't gonna win shit.
You've got Tobias Harris. They picked Tobias Harris over me? Fuck! That's Jimmy Butler. All-time quote. All-time quote. Seriously. I wouldn't pay him the money, James Harden. That's just me personally. He's not the same guy, Source, from four seasons ago when he was the greatest left-handed defender and shooter of all time. He's not the same player. So, anyway. What's good with Messi Inter MLS rumors? I wouldn't mind watching Messi play an hour away.
I think it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Is it safe to say that I'm jumping on the bandwagon because it's technically my team? If I had to follow a team in the MLS Source, because I only follow Miami teams pretty much in American sports, as you know, outside of the baseball where I'm a Yankees fan. Makes sense. But it's going to happen. Would I buy his top? Probably not. I don't really want to share my thoughts on this, to be honest. So, tickets
I don't
for
think he goes there for another 3 years, 2-3 years.
Source, I hope he goes there in 2023.
I think if he has
so.
something left,
No.
I don't know.
No, he has to go there with something left. Please. Source, I beg of you. Lionel Messi, you never listen to this show, but I beg of you, please go to Inter Miami. Please. Because you know me, Source. You know me. Everyone that listens to this podcast, knows me. You know what's running in my brain right now, talking about this. You know why I want him there. All right? You know why I want him at Inter Miami. Please go there. Please. I double, triple, quadruple dare you to go there. Oh, my God. You can win a World Cup as well. You can win a World Cup and then go play at Inter Miami, and it won't matter to me anymore. It's all done. You know the argument I'm talking about. It's settled. Genuinely settled. That's all I have to say on that.
Well, why is it settled if he goes to Inter Miami?
Oh, it's settled, bro. It's so settled. One guy goes to the best. Nah, I don't even want to get into it. It's just done. You're going from a farmers league to I don't even know what you call the MLS compared to the League One. I actually don't. So, Source, come on.
Yeah, but I think Ronaldo will end up in the Portuguese league at Lisbon again.
Yeah, that's fine. After he probably goes back to Madrid after United. Well, when he's 41. Just remember Messi's 2 years younger than Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Yeah, just don't forget that. All right. Where is he playing? Messi at the moment. Where's he playing?
He's done.
No, where's he playing at the moment?
PSG.
What's he done?
Oh, they won the title, but that's a full.
No. What's he done? That's it. The dead air there on the podcast is enough for me. So he's going to go to Inter Miami Source. What's he going to do there?
Probably win them nothing.
No, they should win the title. Source. Seriously. Do nothing. No. If he goes into Miami, they have to win the whole thing. Are you kidding me? The GOAT's going there, Source. The GOAT's going into Miami.
Zlatan got the job done.
The GOAT's going there.
When he went to MLS.
You better freaking hope he. That's why I don't think you'll ever see Ronaldo play in the MLS. You actually won't, because that's my mentality. Like, if Ronaldo goes to a team there, they have to win. Simple as that. That's like saying, Maradona went and played in the MLS. What would you say to that? Surely they win.
Yeah. You think
Messi
so?
should be able to dribble all of them. He's dribbling around some of the best players in Europe with ease. What, you reckon he's not? Bro, it's a walk in the park. Zlatan, what did Zlatan say about Carlos Vela? It's an all-time quote, mate. when they said, "Oh, you think you're the best in the league?" and Zlatan goes, "Yeah, I am the best in the league." Oh, there's another guy in the league called Carlos Vela, and he goes, "Oh, how old's Carlos Vela?" He goes, "Oh, 28." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm 38." He goes, "You know where I was at 28, playing in Europe, winning Serie A titles." And he goes, "This guy's playing in the MLS at 28." Like,
Yeah.
anyway,
If he does go there, they do have to win it.
yeah.
Not
And
in
if they
terms of
don't
score.
win it, my advice is don't listen to this podcast ever again when it comes to soccer and Messi talk, because you're not going to like me. I'll actually be insufferable, genuinely insufferable. It'd be so bad. You might even stop doing the podcast with me, Source. That's how bad I'll be. Anyway, besides the point, Hobby Talk brought to you by Platinum Standard Grading. Thank you to the crew at Platinum Standard Grading. Source, we've got our cards back. Did a bit of a
Got our
reveal
first submission back.
in the group. You put a reveal. You can also see a reveal on Butters' IG page, which is at Butters Collection. So check that out. He's got his cards up there. He's done some videos.
Yeah, go to the Facebook group in the description. Join the Facebook group. You'll see a few images of some of the cards back from our first sub, so you can check that out. And get in contact if you want to submit some cards to Platinum Standard Grading, and give an Australian company a chance who are trying to crack into the grading market and doing good things for the hobby here down under.
There it
And if you
is.
haven't seen the interview with us and Platinum Standard Grading, make sure you check that out as well. And that's the Wayne Carey rookie. Let me bring you up big screen, Doma. The Wayne Carey rookie that Doma got graded 9. Not too bad for a 1991 card.
The only thing, Source,
as
that
well.
would have made this card better. I can't believe I'm saying this. The only thing that would have made this card better is there was no Steven Silvani in this picture, but it was actually him and Anthony Stevens together in this picture. That would have.
Wow. I can't believe you've gone that low. I can't believe you've gone that low.
Oh, no.
For anyone out there who doesn't know the story between Wayne Carey and Anthony Stevens, feel free to Google it. Yeah, you can find out what happened. Look, he is one of the goats of the sport. Some of his off-field antics have been
also
questionable.
goated
times.
in terms of
Questionable at times.
his idiocy. Pedro said Messi only wins. James said Messi only wins if they get Ricardo Pepe. That's fair. Pedro said some heavy hitters that can play harder leagues, but the bar is lower for the rest of them. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, the talent in the MLS is good. Yeah, I don't want to shit all over the MLS, but it's not anywhere near a European league. That's all I'm saying. And Messi's effectively going in against quality that's below standard to an extent. And Global says we already agreed that the original Ronaldo is the GOAT. He actually is. I just like the discussion between the other two. Butter says, Amen Sauce. Cheers, boys. Love your support. Always. Butters, still waiting for the dual order of Carey and Stevens. Going to have to be a sticker order, I'd imagine.
Imagine they tried to get them two in the same room together and signed the order. But I would imagine even if he signed it and then you took the cards and then took them over to him, like, I don't know, maybe Steven signs first and then he signs where Carey's supposed to sign and just says F you or something like that.
Oh, that'd be
On the
elite.
card.
Just imagine that card. F you, cheater.
Oh, wow.
Pedro says, hands down, as an American, I would love to see halfway decent football close to home. No, it's awesome for your league if you get someone like Messi. And to be honest, if I went to Miami, I'm going into a Miami game and I'm going to watch Messi play. Like, straight up. You're telling me you're not going to. It gives you an opportunity to actually go and watch. As much as I give him shit, yeah, he's still one of the greats to ever play this game. And I respect him a lot as a footballer. Like, he's a phenomenal player. So I'm only saying that once, and I'm saying it in that 10-second span. Anyway, let's move on. Hobby talk source. Here's a new one. Oh man, I actually can't wait for this. And they're $5 USD tickets to go to an Inter Miami game. If Messi's there, Pedro says they're going to be 5,000 USD. I don't disagree. Sauce, are you ready for this? I know you're ready. Here we go. Panini photogenic basketball. You don't look too pleased. It's a Panini
Can you
direct
see my
exclusive.
excitement?
Yeah,
I looked
you
at this
look-
today.
you
I
look
looked at this
pumped.
today.
Panini direct exclusive product, debut edition, 5 cards per pack, 10 packs per box. Look for 3 rookies, 3 parallels, 3 inserts, and 1 autograph per box on average. Look for 1 auto per box on average, including the rookie autograph set and super rare dual autos featuring top pairings of the past and present. Find 3 inserts per box on average, including unforgettable first night with authority pregame and more. Search for base and rookie parallels, including diamond anniversary number to 75, which is pretty cool. Gold to 10 and platinum 1 of 1s. You want to go through the gallery? Let's have a look at the gallery source. That's a Cade Auto. SGA. Vince
They all
Carter.
got that little square thing on it.
Trae Young. Curry. AI. That's actually a sick picture of KG.
Yeah, that's a cool feature.
That's
I'm sure there
actually
will
pretty
be
sick
some
as well.
cool pictures in there. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how well receptive this set will be. I don't think it will be that well receptive. I'm expecting it to be another sticker dump.
It's global.
Yeah, that's all. That was my immediate reaction. Global. What the f is that? I don't know. I'm not excited.
I'm excited for it. I am. I'm pumped.
I'm not excited.
Do you know why I'm pumped? Because it's the product that's going to have all the best photos that Panini have. They're going to put it in one product, or they might use next year's photos in this product, so we get a teaser. Because they just reuse photos all the time, so and there's no creativity. But by the looks of some of them, it's their best photos that they have sourced in their database. They're going to use it in a product, not actually on Prism where people want it. So that's Panini photogenic for you. The other one that we were going to go through was UEFA Champions League tops checklist. Best photos, blah design, or decent photo, dope design. There's Pedro.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on there or because I seen the official the checklist released from Tops itself, so it might not be on Cardboard Connection just yet.
Oh yeah, it's here.
Got it?
It's a top article too. It must have just been added. Source.
Because when I
Just
checked
for
it
us.
earlier today, it wasn't up there.
Yeah, they literally must have just added it. There you go. The premium Chrome football product for collectors, 21-22 Topps Chrome UEFA Champions League Soccer offers a new Champions League season to collect. Hobby boxes offer 1 Chrome order along with many exclusive base parallels, doubling the set size. Features 200 cards for the first time. Cole Palmer rookie. In addition to multiple hobby-only parallels, look for debut of the Hobby Light format, which has exclusive black and white ray waves. The hobby-only night vision refractor, which I'm assuming is this one right here, of Lionel Messi, for those that are watching. All right, so here you go. So the light, this light box. This is the exact same parallel source that is in F1. If you remember that black and white ray wave. So,
Yeah.
So you know what it's going to look like. So even these like neon,
They've
I don't
probably
know if
ripped them
it's
out
the same-
straight out of the other sets. They've done a Panini here, probably.
They have. I don't know if it's gonna if all the colors are the same, but if you want to see what a wave refractor looks like, ray wave, sorry, just go have a look at the F1.
Yeah, the new Formula One release. It's in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
from
got your standard stuff.
That's Pedro from the nightclubs in the 80s from Miami, mate. They use the same material, night vision stuff there, mate. Guarantee you back then and even now that they're not using trading cards to swap in nightclubs in Miami. I can tell you that much. Product also adds base legend variations with a few parallels. There's Aqua to 199, Gold to 50, Orange to 25, Red to 10, and a Super Fractal 101. Inserts, Future Stars, he's back again. Golazzo is back. Chasing Glory is a new insert. On average, 1 in 18 packs. He's a Cristiano Ronaldo chasing glory. He chased it and he failed. But these are broken up in the 199, 50, 25, 10, and 1 as well. Another debut insert is framed rookie stickers. These cards showcase framed rookie buyback stickers from the UEFA Champions League finest footballers throughout the years. Parallels include a Red to 5 and Super Fractal 1 of 1 source. So Champions League autos. There's the Chrome. There's the Hobby Light boxes offer black and white Ray Wave parallels. Limited sign inserts include Chasing Glory autos, Future Stars autos, and the Golazzo autographs. And here's an Eric Cantona Golazzo auto over here.
That's pretty interesting about the buyback stickers, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That's something different.
The one that I do want to check, here's the base.
Don't worry about the base set. Go check out some of the autos. Feel free to go through that. It's got the RCs there, so you sort of know which guys are getting RCs. Maybe you start doing a bit of your research, bit of your prospecting research, which guys maybe you're going to collect in that aspect. They did have some nice vet autos in here, though. I did see.
Here we go. Chasing Glory autos, Cristiano Ronaldo. There we go. That's pretty good.
The other names
Lewandowski, Neymar, Anthony Elanga. Would that be Elanga's rookie or not? Probably
yes,
not.
it will be because he's only no. It will be. It will. Elanga will have a rookie.
Let's go here. Let's go to the base set. Quickly.
His only rookies are Tops Now cards at the moment, as far as I know.
That's it. FC. I was going to say Jordan Henderson isn't a rookie. Clearly, Gavi rookie in this source from Barca.
Yeah, there you go. There's one for you.
Oscar Mingueza, Barca rookie. Reece J. Oh, that's not one. Alejandro Balde, rookie from Barca. Thibaut Persson from Club Brugge, rookie. Caio Jorge from Juventus. Pepe from FC Porto. That's a rookie. James McAtee from Man City. Moritz Kjaergaard from Salzburg, rookie. Stefan Tiggs from Dortmund. There's Chalobah rookies in this from Chelsea. Sydney Reibiger. Yeah. Yusuf Demir from Barcelona rookies. Josip Stanisic from Bayern Munchen. Who else we got here? Pierre Kalulu from Milan rookie. Mohamed Darami, from Ajax rookie. Charlie Savage from Manchester United. Who else is there? Samuel Edoze. Anyone else of actual note? Martin Satriano from Inter. I don't know if there is. There probably is source in here. Elanga. Like, surely. He's in
There has to be. Well, if you just press Control F, mate, and you'll be able to literally type in Elanga, and then it will tell you all the Elangas on the page. Then we'll be able to find it in 2 seconds.
You reckon?
Yes.
You sure? I reckon I would have found it now. I've gone through everyone. Here it is. Anthony
there
Elanga.
It is. Told you, mate.
There you go. Nice. So Anthony Elanga rookies in this one. Anyone else? That's good. I'm just having a look to see if there's anyone. Yeah, but Gabby's in here, which is pretty good. Let's get to these legend. So here's the frame rookie stickers. So you can get Fati, Sabozalai, Haaland, Giovanni Reina, Mbappe, which is Monaco. Oh, what happened there? Rashford, Mason Mount, Gravenberch, Serginho, Dest, and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
What do you reckon they put in there in those framed rookie stickers?
I hope it's your favorite sticker ever of Mbappe.
Well, they've just said Mbappe. They didn't put, the Mbappe quarantine jeans. So are they going to put that one in there, or are they going to put the solo sticker? Because this is Tops, remember? And the sticker I've got is Tops.
Yeah,
and that's the other sticker is Panini.
With
the one with quarantine gene that everyone considers is his rookie sticker. That's a Panini sticker. The single one in his Monaco kit, his first ever single product, is a top sticker.
Could be
from
the
a Champions League set.
That could be.
And that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to put in there. So if they do that and then call that a rookie, does that increase the price of all those stickers? Interesting take, that one. Just a thought. I hope they do, because I have two of them. I'm not going to lie to people out there, but bought them a long time ago and just held on to them because I think that's really his true rookie sticker, in my personal opinion.
There you go. But check that out, ladies and gents. But we got to move on here because we actually got a few things that we still got to cover, and we're an hour and a half in. But HGA statement source, they're apparently moving along very nicely. They're opening their 60-day sub. Nothing else is opening just yet. They're
opening their 60-day sub. Correct.
Yeah, they're 37 business days behind being back on track, apparently.
So just a little update from there. That will probably most likely mean that we will be accepting subs again for HGA. So we'll be able to obviously send them off. Even though our turnaround time is 40 days, I'm going to say, expect 60 days. We're supposed to get a somewhat little bit of preference being a group sub, but it doesn't quite work like that.
Plus we've got to email them on that regard to source to see what the goal is, if they haven't changed their prices, or who knows what they're doing at the moment. So we need a bit more clarification from there. But in the meantime, you can still send your cards to us and send them to Platinum Standard Grading. So
correct.
They look good. I'm just telling you, I'm not trying to be biased. I wouldn't
two
send
cards for the price of one. Two cards for the price
send,
of one. Grades are very fair.
I don't send my cards to get graded for the sake of getting them graded if I don't have belief in the grading company. So, yeah, that's it. Last one, Source, we'll touch on. Well, you're going to do a bit of explaining here. The floor's yours because your favorite company in the hobby, which we talk about and we've been told we shouldn't talk about because it's a taboo subject to talk about them. But BBC, is it Basketball Exchange? What
Baseball.
Baseball, whatever the hell it's
Baseball card.
Exchange, whatever.
Exchange.
Yeah.
BBCE. They do their shrink wrap, their glad wrap boxes. Mate, I can't believe what I seen. So, look, not that I want to give this guy any air, but sometimes he finds some interesting topics, and that's the guy from Sports Cards Radio. If you haven't seen him on YouTube, I mean, he's pretty big in the space. He's got nearly 9,000 subs. And he finds some interesting topics. He does do a lot of attacking pieces and sort of focuses a lot on the negativity. But it's good to have a balance in the hobby. I did see an interesting post about that whole point about negativity and positivity in the hobby, and that we do need to bring more positivity. I think so at times, but also don't shy away from calling out bullshit like card trimming and all the other shady business that goes on. And I think this is pretty shady. What's happening here, even though they're openly saying that they're doing this. I can't believe that people in the industry and people in the hobby are just openly accepting this. Now, whether they are just openly accepting this, or is it that these people are just too big now that nothing can be done about it, and it is what it is. But I'm trying to get the clip, find the clip here, Doma. Here it is. Here, I'm going to chuck it in the comments, so feel free to watch this clip when. Not right now. You can watch it a bit later and see the whole story about what I'm talking about. That's it there. Essentially, our favorite company, BBCE, have authenticated, what would you call it? Repackaged boxes, essentially.
I wouldn't. I would say they authenticated a box. We'll use the Fleer, the 86 Fleer box as the example because that's what they discussed. But opened it to replace 2 packs that were in there with loose packs because they thought it was tampered with, and then sealed, and then authenticated the case with packs that they'd added themselves that may have been bought loosely off the internet, so actually weren't even part of that product. So they like added them in and then authenticated. Oh, it's legit. This is the legit box. Like,
yeah. So this is where I'm going with this. So I don't think you've done a good job explaining that. I'm not going to lie.
Thanks.
I think you've fucking confused more people than actually clarified it for me. But if you go watch the video, he explains how this guy had bought this box, 86 Fleer box, and there was 2 packets that when the guy from BBCE went to go authenticate it, that were sort of a bit opened. So they took those 2 packets out. They bought another 2 loose packets on the market, and then repackaged those into that box, and then authenticated the whole box and sealed it. Now, back in those days, 86, we've even seen it with like the 92 grid Formula 1 set, Doma. Boxes didn't have shrink wrap around it. Like they weren't shrink wrap. They were just sort of like, the cardboard was closed over and it was like pushed in and tucked in, right? So like it wasn't actually, they weren't actually shrink wrapped. So, boxes can get a little bit damaged. You can open a box and search it and then reclose it, and no one would really know in a sense. And that's why they, the BBC, they do go through every pack in the box to make sure that each pack is the pack itself. But what I don't get here is, in that sense, he openly said that you could see on one of the open packs that it had the Fleer Jordan sticker. So if anyone is familiar with the boxes and their box composition, you should get about 3 Jordan rookies out of the box and 2 Jordan Fleer, 2 Jordan stickers or something around about that. Now, if you're taking one of those stickers out that you openly know that that's meant to belong into that box, right, and then still authenticating it, then it's not a true, authentic, original box because you're taking out some of the original, contents of the box. So I can't comprehend that they can just repackage these boxes. And I'll use the 91 grid as a example. Say those boxes eventually blow up, right? Now, they haven't yet. Those boxes, you're guaranteed to get the whole set out of the box, right? Now, what happens if someone opened a bunch of those boxes, right? Could find as many of those open packs until they found the face card, the main Schumacher face card out of the box, then kept doing that for multiple boxes and then repackaged all those packs back together, put it back in the box, and then got that authenticated and wrapped by BBCE. They end up going up. Someone later in the future buys that shrink wrap box because they think it's an original box. Trust the company. Now they're expecting, because based off what you know of the box, that you're guaranteed to get this face Schumacher card. They're expected to get a Schumacher card when they rip that box open, a face Schumacher card, but they don't, because someone's repackaged the boxes and BBCE has authenticated it. So I don't understand what their position in the hobby is. What's their job? Like, if this is what sort of the stuff they're doing, like, I can understand it's easier now with current product because you've got the actual factory shrink wrapped and you might have that a little bit tan and there's a bit of thing, sort of reasoning you can come up with certain little tears in the plastic shrink wrap, and that's like another protection. But with this older product where it never had the shrink wrapping, and it's very easy to just open the box and reposition stuff and do, as I said, just like that, in a sense. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. what their job is in the hobby and why we're giving this company money to authenticate boxes and put a premium on boxes. Because, you know, if something's BBCE shrink wrapped, it now has a premium. It's like it's freaking, you know, something when it's graded by PSA, it's got a premium. Why do people like, why does that happen? I don't understand what they stand for in this hobby. It's pretty bizarre. Yes, James, BBCE, GI Joe verifies. These are the same people, and that's what I'm trying to say. When they're doing this, like, how can we trust them that they're literally going, oh, these 2 packs, they don't look like they were tampered with. They just look like that the glue's come loose. It's popped open. So what we're going to do, we're going to take those 2 original packets out instead of just resealing the packs and maybe even making a note saying, look, just from the wear or from it being old, these are the original packs. You'll see one of the packs even has a Jordan Steel sticker in there that composes of the pack. You know what I mean? Like writing a note why they've resealed those packs and then sealed it. Maybe that's better. But to take the 2 original packs out and then put another 2 packs in, I don't know. I don't think they should have even done any of it. I think it should have just been like, well, too bad. It's not sealed good enough. The original way it was supposed to be. You can't get this authenticated. You're just going to have to rip the box or just leave it as is. You know what I mean? Like, I think that should be the point on that. Because now someone sees that shrink wrap on it and they think it's 100% legit. And you know what? They're getting 1 less Jordan sticker rookie in there.
You know, the funny thing is, like, I'll be honest with you, you're explaining all this stuff, Source, and you're actually on the money with it all, yeah. And I've actually got the Logan Paul. Source can see on my screen here. I'm not talking shit. I've actually got the Logan Paul video up in front of me because I just wanted to check something. Obviously, they're authenticating, and they obviously know about boxes that are shrink wrapped. Yeah, like, and they should know what shrink wrapping looks like on an original product. Like, they know all this stuff. If you're an authenticating business, you know when you get this box here, this 99 first edition Pokemon box, you know what the shrink wrap would look like on there. Yeah, like, that's your job. It's your job to know that, for example. Yeah, so not for anything. And we've said it before, they've definitely authenticated packs that are out there slabbed by PSA that people are selling at a premium. And I can guarantee you right now, if everyone cracked all those slabs, I'll guarantee you someone out of one of those packets that is meant to be authenticated by BBCE that was sent through the channels to PSA, they'll open like a jungle or a fossil or an unlimited or a shadowless pack. And I guarantee you there could be some, I don't know.
There will be G.I. Joe cards in there.
Either G.I. Joe cards in there. There'll be some Playboy cards in there. There could be, who knows? Like, I don't know. There could be anything in there. There could be freaking Donald Trump cards in there.
Mate, there could be playing cards in there.
Mate, you could even get freaking double coverage freaking business cards in there. Like, that's how much I trust this company to authenticate products for me. Like, let's be honest, Source. I just don't get it. And you sent this stuff to me and I listened to it and I was just as blown away as you. Like, you're openly admitting that you're replacing packets within a box and then sealing it with your BBC like plastic and saying, yeah, it's authenticated and it's the original box from 86 Flair.
Well,
it's not the original.
He's left a note with it. So
Yep. Yeah, I know
but
that.
How does it even get a wrap? Like, I thought, I don't even freaking know.
But Source, like, he left a note with it, yeah? He left a note with it. Fuck, that's great. He left a note with it. All right. Source, your BBCE, I give you my box of Flair, all right? Let's be realistic now. You hand it over to me. Here's my box. Here's my box, all right? There's a freaking post-it note on it right here. Look, there's a post-it note. The post-it note says, hey, Doma, thanks for sending in the 86 Flair box. Just like giving you a note to say it's sealed in our wrapping, which it's sealed. All right, but we had to replace 2 packs in there because we thought they were tampered with. All right, but you have an authentic 86 Flair box. Cool. All right. I didn't see the packs, yeah? was one of the packs open have the Jordan sticker in it? I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. Source. Right? So I want to sell this box now. I want to send it to Golden. All right. So I'm going to package up my box because I'm any person that's smart and wants to get rid of this box of authentic 86 Fleer. So I send this to Golden. All right. Do I send Golden a fucking note to say, listen, 2 packs in here have been taken out? It's actually not an authentic box of 86 Fleer because we had to replace 2 packs in it. It's not the original box. Or do I get rid of the box, the note, send him the box, and he puts it up on his auction and sells for whatever the fucking market price is? You tell me. I've got to act out things sometimes because people seem to think that it's as simple as everyone sends a note with their product for everything. It doesn't fucking work that way. They want top dollar, mate. It's all about this. They don't care. You reckon they're going to send that note to Golden?
Look, we don't know what the gentleman did on that YouTube channel. I think his name was Triple Double Cards or something like that. So we don't really know exactly what he did.
No,
but
what he
you could
did.
see
it's just a hypothetical situation.
How people in that situation would just, completely forget to send the accompanying letter and just send the shrink wrapped. No, forget in commas, in quotation marks, mate. Like they forget on purpose to send the note. And I see exactly what you're saying. I could see how people would do that. And you know what? They have every right to, because BBC E is supposed to do their job, and I don't even know if that's what they're supposed to do. I don't know.
If they had a shrink wrap from BBC that was actually labeled different to the alternate, the original shrink wrap, for example, that they put, then someone can't do that. You know what I mean? They actually can't do that, because to do that, you have to cut the shrink wrap off. And then if you cut the shrink wrap off, it's not certified by BBC. You know what I mean? Like if they had differentiating shrink wraps. And the funny thing in all of this source, it's as hilarious as this sounds, and to dumb it down in the simplest way possible, we put a piece of plastic around the card to enhance its value. Yeah, in a slab, which costs literally $2. And then we put a piece of Glad wrap around the box, which costs 5 cents, and it enhances the value. Just think about that for 1 second, Source. Just think about that. How fucked is that? How crazy is that? A $2 piece of plastic and a 50-cent piece of plastic turns a product from $100,000 into $500,000. Just think about that, bro. Just think about that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, look, Doma, you're on the money in a sense. That's
it's actually incredible.
Crazy.
It's actually incredible. Oh, it's just mind-boggling. Anyway, Saucy Smoky. Sauce, I'm actually glad you brought this up again and you've explained it to the listeners and the viewers out there, because we spoke about it a while ago. Some people obviously hit us up and were like, oh, you're actually really good. It's a good thing that you bring this up. And a lot of people said, oh, it's a bit taboo. You might get shadow banned if you start doing this. It's like, oh, we don't give a fuck if we get shadow banned. It's like, whatever. It's us. But, that's good information, Source, and it's what the people in the hobby need to hear, to be honest. Saucy Smoky, do you have anything?
My Smoky is looking at prospects that you want to be picking up potentially in the NBA, guys that are sort of not playing at the moment. Maybe their card prices have fallen a little bit. So be looking into some of those guys now that it is the NBA off season. It is a bit difficult because we do have this whole thing of products now continually being released, but in a sense, I guess now with products releasing thick and fast now, probably over this off season, because they're probably going to try and rush through a whole bunch of products. There might just be too many products hitting the market at any one time, so there could be potentially some steals out there. But I do know, as you know, Dom, I buy a few Patrick Williams cards. Have been watching a few of his autos. Did see a color match Prism auto SGC 1010, 10 auto 10 grade. It was non-numbered, but, for it to get a 10, it only went for about 105 US. I mean, it just seems ridiculously cheap. for an order. I do know it is a sticker. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is a sticker, but it's graded at 10. So I mean, it seems pretty cheap for a prospect. Only looking at Patrick Williams personally, but I'm sure there are other guys out there that are on the slide that aren't playing at the moment in the NBA. So definitely be looking at that, but don't go too deep into the pockets. Stay measured and only spend what's disposable to you, and don't put your life savings into cards, because it could all go downhill. We don't know. Not to zero. Nothing. It won't go to zero, but I think we haven't seen the worst of the economic downturn in society at the moment. I think there is a bit more pain to come.
Yeah, good advice. Global, don't worry, I've hit them up already, mate. I'm all over it. They just said I need to get in contact with their emails, so I'll be doing that as soon as this podcast ends. We need some smooth balls, mate. That's what we are. That's what we want here at Double Coverage. So we'll get that sorted for you. We'll hit you up with a discount code or something. We've lost the plot.
We have. We never had it to begin with, mate. We're already 97 in, and we still haven't.
We genuinely love it. We genuinely love doing this. Like, how much do you love doing this on a Wednesday? It's so good.
Yeah,
like,
it's good.
Connecting with all of you out there.
I think we found a bit of a better time slot where we get a few more people in the live, a bit more banter, and we love it. So yeah, it's good, and thank you very much for all of those that have jumped into the live this evening.
Also, just quickly on the hobby talk, I forgot to mention it. We caught up with Matt, the Oz F1 collector. Please do go listen to that podcast. And I'll tell you what, it's actually got a fair bit of traction, and a lot of people that I've never seen their names before, like, come across myself. I don't know if you have, Source, but in like F1 groups, they were actually sharing the podcast. They caught wind of it, and they were sharing it in the group and saying, like, listen to this, it's absolutely awesome. And we just appreciate everyone for that. It's actually really nice, and it was a sick interview. I learned so much. I actually was talking to my mates about it over the weekend. Said I interviewed this guy, and I was giving them some stories, and they were just like, "Nah, can't be true." I said, "You got to listen to it." It was very exciting, and I think that's the vision that Source and I want to bring to everyone out there. Changing up the content a bit. It doesn't always have to be cards. Yes, it was card related in a sense, but different people with different interests, different collections. That's what we want to see in the hobby. Just getting back down to what it was all about, and it's the collector. Yeah. So commercialization, go kiss my ass. So when it comes to the hobby. So anyway, double coverage authentication. I'll wrap a condom around your box and fucking
we may as well, Doma, mate. They're not even doing their job properly, mate. The digger will do the same job, mate.
I'll make sure it's pink as well, so it matches our colours.
And it glows in the dark.
On that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sports. I'm Dom with the Great Man Source. And peace. If you want to see the authenticating, let us know.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double Curve.